What if I told you that one of the most dangerous rivalries in the world today was once a close strategic partnership? Today, Israel and Iran appear as enemies with no possible common ground. They threaten each other, fight through proxies, and push the Middle East closer to conflict. But it wasn't always this way. Before the slogans, before the threats, and before the nuclear crisis, Israel and Iran were quietly cooperating. They shared intelligence, built strategic ties, traded oil, and for years supported each other to survive in a volatile region. And here's the biggest irony. The very nuclear program that America and Israel now see as a threat was originally developed with Western help. To understand this transformation, we need to go back in time and explore not only politics and strategy, but also the subtle dynamics that shape two very different nations. The story begins in 1948, when Israel was established. Most of the Arab world immediately regarded Israel as a hostile state, particularly due to the Palestinian issue. Wars, boycotts, and political isolation followed almost instantly. Israel, a new nation surrounded by hostility, was desperate for alliances. Surprisingly, one country saw a different path: Iran. At the time, Iran was ruled by Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, a pro-Western monarch focused on modernizing his country, strengthening the military, and securing its position in the region. For the Shah, alliances were not about ideology or religion. They were about strategy and survival. He recognized that Israel, despite being small, was technologically advanced, politically stable, and could offer knowledge Iran needed to modernize. Arab nationalism, led by figures like Gamal Abdel Nasser in Egypt, created a shared concern for both Israel and Iran. Nasser's vision of a pan-Arab state directly threatened Israel's survival and challenged Iran's ambitions as a regional power. Iran, being Persian and Shia majority, was not Arab, and its historical, cultural, and religious identity created a natural separation from the Sunni majority Arab states. This sectarian distinction, while not the main driver, allowed Iran to act independently and strategically. Iran saw itself as separate from Arab politics, giving it the freedom to engage in partnerships that other Muslim majority states could not. Israel, isolated and surrounded by hostile neighbors, found an unlikely partner in Iran, whose interests aligned closely with its own. The United States played a crucial role in cementing this partnership. The Cold War was in full swing, and Washington needed strong pro-Western states to secure oil resources and counter Soviet influence. Iran, with its vast oil reserves and strategic location, and Israel, with its advanced military and intelligence capabilities, were both indispensable. From America's perspective, encouraging cooperation between Iran and Israel was logical. Their alliance was driven by strategy, necessity, and shared interests, not by friendship or shared ideology. The partnership quickly became practical and mutually beneficial. Iran needed Israeli expertise to modernize agriculture, manage water resources, improve industrial output, and strengthen intelligence and military capabilities. Israel needed Iranian oil to fuel its economy. This was more than diplomacy. It was a functional, strategic, and deeply practical relationship. By the 1960s, cooperation extended into intelligence sharing. Israel's Mossad and Iran's Savak worked together to coordinate regional security, training, and strategy. Covert support, technological collaboration, and military advice created a deeply intertwined but hidden partnership. Oil, technology, and intelligence tied them together in ways few could have imagined. Iran's nuclear program, which now dominates headlines as a source of tension, began during this era under the Shah, with Western support. Nuclear technology, at the time, was viewed as a symbol of scientific progress and industrial advancement, not necessarily weapons development. The United States, France, and Germany assisted Iran in developing nuclear infrastructure. What is now treated as a threat was once an emblem of modernization, built with the same Western powers that today oppose it. This irony highlights the complex twists of geopolitics. Allies can become adversaries, and technologies meant for development can become tools of fear. Everything changed in 1979 with the Iranian Revolution. The Shah was overthrown, the monarchy collapsed, and the Islamic Republic under Ayatollah Khomeini emerged. Iran's foreign policy shifted dramatically, embracing anti-Western ideology and adopting a firm anti-Israel stance. Israel, once a secret ally, became a declared enemy. Ideology replaced pragmatism, and the strategic partnership collapsed almost overnight. Yet even as relationships changed publicly, realpolitik continued in secret. In 1980, Iraq invaded Iran, beginning one of the bloodiest wars in the modern Middle East. Iran faced immense pressure, and survival became paramount. Israel, recognizing that a victorious Saddam Hussein could destabilize the region and threaten its own security, covertly provided Iran with weapons, spare parts, and intelligence support. This demonstrates a critical lesson in geopolitics. Public enmity does not always align with strategic interest. States often act in ways that appear contradictory, but make sense when survival and power calculations are considered. By the 1990s and 2000s, the old cooperation was gone, replaced by open rivalry. Iran expanded influence through Lebanon, Syria, and Palestinian networks, while Israel responded to perceived threats with intelligence, military operations, and strategic alliances. Proxy groups like Hezbollah and covert operations across the region turned the rivalry into a shadow war. Cyber attacks, sabotage, assassinations, and indirect confrontations became the norm. At the center of this modern struggle remains Iran's nuclear program, a symbol of both threat and deterrence, reflecting decades of strategic decisions, broken alliances, and ideological shifts. The story of Israel and Iran is more than rivalry or past friendship. It is a lesson in the fluidity of geopolitics, the importance of strategic interest over emotion, and the ways alliances can shift based on necessity. Iran and Israel were never emotional friends, but their shared interests once made them critical partners. Oil, technology, intelligence, and regional strategy created connections that decades later turned into bitter conflict. The Shah's Iran, once a trusted partner of Israel, became the Islamic Republic that Israel now considers its greatest adversary. The nuclear program that America seeks to limit was once supported by the West. Enemies today were partners yesterday, and history shows how quickly alliances can shift when power, survival, and ideology collide. And so, what can we learn from this story? Geopolitics does not operate on loyalty or morality. It operates on strategic interest. Friends can become foes. Foes can become allies.